everybody, welcome back for another day. Today I'm going to try to get this transfer case off of here, off the transmission I should say, and I'm going to drain the transmission fluid out, and I'm going to loosen up the torque convertible so I can get the transmission out. So I got a lot to do today. So just getting ready now for my G56 swap on it, because I'm going to be setting my transmission out soon to get overhauled. So when it comes back, I'll be all ready for it. So these lines here, don't need them, but probably got to cap that one off. But these are definitely cooler lines for the training, so not going to be in those anymore. Some plug harnesses here, not a big deal. Take that out. Vent hose, and up here you got your main harness. I don't have to call it a main harness, but it goes through the transmission, and if you follow it, it goes up through here. It's all kind of connected here. So here. So I'll disconnect it from there, and it goes up through here. And this goes up on, actually, if you open up your hood, these two are together next to the firewall. So I think we'll leave all that on there. We'll just disconnect it and probably leave it there for now, and then we'll figure that out later. But for now, let's get the transmission drained out. All right, so what I've done, I've got a 13mm socket that we're going to use to get the bolts off the bottom of the pan here. You can see them up there. And I bought a pretty big pan here, which should work out pretty good. It is 7.5 gallons, so way more than what I need, but just trying to keep it clean under here. It's gonna go all over the place, so just try our best to keep it clean. So let me get started. All right, so let me get started here. What we're gonna do first, I'm just gonna loosen. Well, I'm gonna take a few out, and I'm probably gonna loosen up the rest and drop, tilt the pan down a little bit, I hope. And hopefully it'll just go into the pan here. So I've never done it before, so can't be that hard, right? I was surprised that this thing's actually leaking fluid, because I changed this fluid in here. I mean, I haven't done it. The dealer's done it in the past, and I've done them every 30,000 miles. I brought this up to the dealer, and they supposedly changed the transmission fluid and the filter, but that's what they say anyway. I don't know if I believe them. But I'm hoping the fluid comes out, not too black. Hoping it comes out kind of red like it should be, but I really don't know. Like I said, I've never had a problem with transmission. It's always shifted fine, so I think we're going to be all right. So let me get these things loosened up, and I'll be back in a minute. I don't want to bore you guys, so it's just basic. Well, here comes the fluid already. Look at that. And it's nice and red, so that's good. All right, so let me keep getting these bolts off, and I'll be right back. All right, so I got all the bolts loose on it now. Took a few of them out, but I'm gonna let it drain out for now. I don't feel like dropping the pan off all the way just yet. I'm gonna let it drain out until it stops, and when it stops, then I'll pull the pan down and we'll get the rest out. So for now, I'll just let it do that, and I'll do some other things while I'm waiting. All right, so that's pretty much drained out for what's gonna come out anyway. So I'm gonna start taking the rest of the bolts out, and just pretty much just drop the pan down and see how it goes, right? Definitely a lot of oil in here. All right, let's continue on. continue on. Another one there. See if we can kind of crack it open a little bit. Yep, still got a few more here. Let's see what's actually left in this thing now. Alright, well, let me get a screwdriver and see if we can crack the pan just open a little bit more so we can get some more fluid to come out. Hang on 1 second. Alright, so I got one more bolt to come out, and yeah, she's pretty full of fluid still, but that's what I'm gonna do. It's my plan here. Not a very good plan, but it's a plan. I'm gonna take the last bolt out, hold it up, and then try to tilt it down and get the rest of the fluid out. What do you think? Think I can do it? I think so. It's definitely got some weight to it. So it's either gonna go all right or it's gonna go pretty bad. I don't know yet. Last bolt. Nope, sorry, one more bolt to go. One more to go. And it is, see if we got it lined up good enough here. All right, it's gonna come down in a hurry. Well, get some of it out, and then I'll get that last bolt out and we'll be all right. All right, hang on 1 second. All right, there we go. So that's that. Not that bad actually. So actually it looks really good. I mean, this stuff here is it's really nice red, really almost really red transmission fluid. It looks almost like new. So I'm pretty happy with that. I guess maybe, you know, paying for those services every 30,000 miles, maybe it was all right, you know. But I'm gonna get this cleaned up a little bit. I'm just gonna put the pan back on, and we're gonna start getting the. I think we might do the torque converter bolts next. Yeah, we'll do that next. So hang on a couple minutes, and let me get cleaned up a little bit. Be right back. All right, so I got the transmission pan back in, and just snugged up the bolts on it. Just enough to hopefully, you know, just enough so it won't leak anyway. So and next I'm gonna get this inspection cover off here so I can access the I'm not sure if I have to access the bolts for the torque converter or not. I think they might be somewhere else, but we'll see. So we'll get that off anyways to see how it looks. So that's the next step. All right, so after we get that inspection cover off the bottom, there's a cover up here also, as you can see it. I'm gonna loosen the bolts up on this, and we're gonna just slide the cover off. That way there I can put my barring tool in it, so I can turn the flywheel so I get the torque converter bolts off. All right, so we're gonna take these 8mm bolts off the inspection cover here. I'm gonna take these out. I mean, you don't really have to take them out, but probably a good idea if you did, because then you can see, you know, when you get your torque converter bolts out, you know, you'll see that it's the torque converter is not connected anymore to the engine side, you know, so it is good to see in there. And there's only 3 of them, so they're not that bad. Still in there pretty tight. All right, so those 3 are out. And now we're gonna go to the other side and we'll get that inspection cover off, and we'll put our bar and tool in there. We'll turn the motor, and we're gonna take the torque converter bolts out, not through here, but up through the side. So that's the next thing. All right, so here you can see, you know, for me it's a lot easier because there's no cab on this truck or anything, so it's very easy access for me for all this stuff, which I'm pretty happy about. But right back here, you know, next to your exhaust on the truck, on like, say the passenger side, there's a small little cover, access cover. So there's 2 10 millimeter bolts there. I'm going to take those out and keep on going from there. Yeah, I probably should get an extension for this maybe. You know, I'll just grab a wrench. It'll be even easier, 10 millimeter. All right, let's get that out of there. You don't have to take them all the way out because the cover just slides. So I think from what I've seen online, you just loosen them up basically, and you should be all right. All right, let's see here. Yep, so that just comes right off. Yep, just slides down like that. That's it. I'll just tighten that one back up a little bit. Tighten that one up a little bit so I don't lose them. And yeah, as you can see, the top hole here is where you get your torque converter bolts out. And below that, if you can see it or not, below that there's another hole right here. And that's where you put your bar and tool in to turn the motor. Right, where is it? Right there. So let me get the tool and we'll get it going. All right, so what I've got is right here. Bought this on Amazon. It was like, I don't know, maybe 30 bucks or something like that, but it is a 5.9 Cummins diesel engines, and it's just called a Cummins engine bar and tool. That's it. So see what she looks like. The box over here. So this is it, basically right here. All right, so that's it. Just, you know, put your 1/2-inch ratchet in there. That's what it is. So that should just fit in here. And that should turn the motor over, so let's try it. Let's see here. Is it turning it? Not yet. It's hard to tell if it's turning or not. Yeah, it's turning it. So let me find my first torque converter bolt. It's going to be a 15 millimeter. So let me keep turning that and until we come up to our bolt. I should be able to feel it. Nothing yet. So let me keep turning it. We'll come to the first one. I'll be right back. All right, see if you can see this or not. But hang on a second here. So I turned it a number of times. And hang on, guys, 1 second here. Where the heck is that hole? That's your first bolt right there. So 15 millimeter, we'll take that out, and that's what we're gonna start doing. There should be 6 of them in there. Okay, so it's actually a 16 millimeter socket, not a 15. And I was watching Thoroughbred Diesel, and he recommended using a longer socket, a deeper socket. So you'll see his video. He pulled the torque converter bolts out. They kind of went into here, so he didn't lose them inside. So that's what we're gonna try. Anyways, let's see if we can get in here. I was getting there. They're not very big bolts either, so. But I really couldn't imagine doing this under the truck. So I'm pretty grateful to have no cab on this thing or anything, because it's definitely making things a whole lot easier. All right, so I believe that is out. Hopefully this comes out. Nope, still in there. All right, that feels like it's out now. Yep, and it's right inside there, so that was some good advice from Thoroughbred Diesel for sure. So there you go. All right, so I got 6 more to go. Let me keep turning the motor over. Actually, I put the ratchet down here now because it's just a lot easier. And you can just feel around as you're turning it. You'll come up to more of your bolts. So that barring tool works really good. Only thing, I wish it was just a little bit longer. And here goes another bolt right here. Yep, there's another one there. So let me get all 6 out and I'll come back. All right, so this is the last one coming out. Then I have all 6 out. I'm sure it'd be a lot easier if I had like a wobble socket or something like that, but I can't complain. It's going very easy so far. So when I get this last one out, we'll just confirm that it's disconnected. You should be able to move, I think it's a torque converter. I think you can move that by hand. And I've never done this before. This is a first for me, so hopefully it'll last. Really don't want to do it again. All right, so that one there is it out? Nope, not out yet, but it's just about there. So haven't dropped any in there yet, so that's always a good sign. I think we got it. Yep, there it is coming out right there. So that's number 6. That's that. And now let me go down below and make sure we can spin the torque converter on it. I tell you, this thing here is worth the money. Definitely worth the money. I've seen people do it with pry bars and all that, but barring tool is the way to go. So we're back under the truck here, obviously. And should be able to turn this by hand. Ah, yeah. So if that turns free like that, they're saying that just a disconnect from the engine. So, all right, next up. All right, so now back up top here, we'll disconnect the some wire, the wiring harness from the transfer case, and probably transmission also. I'll take both of these off, and the vent tube right here. So these, looks like it just pops up, I hope. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna reuse that one later for sure, because we're putting the same transfer case back in it. But for now, we'll just put it over here. And there's one more that's down here, which I know we're not going to be using again because, you know, obviously automatic. But that comes out, I hope it's like that, I don't know. Okay, yeah, that was an easy one to take out too. All right, so leave these over here. And get this vent tube off. I think I'll take the vent tube off up over here and just leave it with the transfer case. And there's a wiring harness here, which I think we can probably leave on. It's just a grommet in there or something. We'll take that out. Actually, got another plug here too, so I have to unplug that one. Unplug that one. So there's 2 more plugs, possibly 3. So let me get that done, and I'll be right back. All right, so I got one more connector back here. Very hard to get to, so I'm gonna remove these 2 bolts here, and I believe they're, let me see what it is on here, let's see. 13 millimeter, 2 13 millimeter bolts here. There's one here, and there's one more. Let's see if we can find it here. Hang on one second, there it is back there. So I take those 2 out so I can swing this thing out from the transmission so I can unplug it. So that's what I'm going to do right now. All right, so that's those 2 right there. And we'll take this out like that. And there should be, yeah, a little red connector switch here, so you can't get to it without taking these bolts out, unfortunately. So, see if we can slide that thing down. Actually, it was down, but hard to get out. That's a tough one. So that's up, that's down. So let me just fool around just for a minute, see if I can get it out. Well, took it right off. It actually just goes on here. It's not even connected to anything. It's just placed on there. But this thing was hard to get out. I actually did get it off, but it's got to press down in here and it pulls out, but it actually took me like probably 15-20 minutes to get that thing out of there. So well, at least that's out now. They're all disconnected. I can put this back in here if I can figure out which way it goes. Yeah, it's got to go like that. All right, so I'm just going to put this back with the bolts back in it because I'm not going to be using it anyway. And I really don't want to lose the bolts. And if I do sell the transmission, which I probably will, I don't need it, you know. It's a good transmission, that's for sure. Well taken care of. So let me get these bolts put back in, and we'll probably take off the transmission line, cooler lines next. And getting closer. Hold on. All right, so now we're going to take off the cooler lines. I don't have the right wrench for that one, but I do have a 19 millimeter for this one. So we'll take that off. I'm assuming it's probably going to leak, so let me get a pan. All right, so got a pan back under it. Yeah, let's see if we get these out. actually not very tight. Take that one there out. Oh yeah, there's definitely some fluid in there. So drain those out. I'm going to take them right out of here because obviously we're not going to be needing these at all for the transmission. And I watched a couple guys online that did their swaps, but you know they didn't have the access to like I do, so I think I'm just going to take it right out of there. All right, so we'll move on to the next one back here. Get these things out of the way. Put that over here for a second. So we got one more over here, and that should do it for the any kind of cooler lines or anything. So let's continue on. This one's gonna be a little bit harder because I just don't have the right wrench, but I think we can make it work. I think we can make it work. That's gonna be hard. Let me see if I can loosen it up a little bit. Yeah, they're both gonna turn, so I gotta get a wrench back here. That might work. Let's try that. Let's try that, man. That might work. All right, leave that there. Get this one. Man, that's gonna break. That thing is just about broken. I mean, it's really rotted, you can tell, but I really don't want to break it. So let's try it from back here. Oh, it's still not going. Let me see if I have a tubing wrench to put in here. I think I have a 19mm. Let me check. All right, let's try that. I got a good old Harbor Freight wrench here, but this might work. Definitely fits better. Maybe not. Maybe not. All right, let's try that. You know what? I gotta get a little leverage bar or something. Oh, man. Nope, this isn't coming out. So, plan B, I'm gonna cut it right here. Doesn't make a difference anyway, so I'm just gonna cut it right there and make things a little bit easier. All right, so we're gonna just cut this one open. That's all we can do. I don't have my razor knife on me, I can't find it. All right, we'll let that drain out and might call it a day. Got quite a bit done today. I got some stuff to do at home yet. Yeah, so let that drain out. I think next I'm gonna unbolt my transfer case bolts. So I really want to take the transfer case off separately from the transmission, because we are going to be using that transfer case over again. So we'll start doing that first.